Alright, looks like we're back. I hope everyone is ready for another 10-ish minutes of me. We've got another awesome Metroidvania-ish game on the Nintendo. This one is a game by Morphcat Games. If you do not know them, please go Google Morphcat Games. They make amazing homebrew games for the NES. This one came out in 2019, so stretching the definition of retro, except that I'm running it on my NES console on hardware right now, so it's obviously, you know, to some degree, retro. So yeah, this is, it's a little mini, I'd call it a Metroidvania just because it has exploration, upgrades, backtracking, a lot of the hallmarks, but let's just get started. So you play as a little Bobl. You can float around in water, you can dip into the bottom of it a little bit, as you can see me doing now. You can jump out, and we'll grab our first upgrade, the dive Bobl. It lets us dive into the water a little bit deeper, so we can get past some of these deeper obstacles. These little bells that you see me ringing are checkpoints. If the Bobl touches anything other than water, he will pop, as you would expect a Bobl to do. There are pipes that are throwing us around. There's a rather large map to explore. We're going to come up on what is affectionately known as the Great Wall of Bobl. We're going to pop ourselves on the bottom, as it's very easy to do, as we try to get over this Great Wall. If you do the inputs correctly, you can just jump over in one smooth motion like that, which we failed to do a couple times. The water I'm in right now is pushing us in a direction, so it looks a little different from the stable water. I'm not sure if you're familiar, and anyone who's watching, with the graphics capabilities of the Nintendo Entertainment System, but the ripple effects as the Bobl comes in and out of the water, if you look at the surface, frankly, incredible work getting to happen on this hardware. What Morphcat does is frankly magic. I don't know how this game works on the hardware that it does. It's phenomenal. So we're going to grab Iron Bobl. That says no limits in the upgrade grab. That allows us to go down into the water as far as we'd like, as well as break those breakable blocks. So that opens up quite a bit of the map for us. While we're dropping into the water in midair, that does give us a little bit of a speed boost, so we'll be trying to do that as much as possible. Oh, bad frame, perfect death there. I let go of the button a little bit too quickly, trying to be fast instead of smooth. Our way through here. Here's a fun trick that my friend Noise Police labeled Grandma's Basement. We bounce off of that pillar there instead of bouncing through the water, because the Iron Bobl gives us a little bit of invincibility. We're going to try a fun death abuse trick here to skip, save quite a bit of time. We have to delve deep into the catacombs of Bobl's world to find the double jump ability, as well as our first duck. As you can see, the category is all ducks. There are 8 rubber duckies hidden throughout the world, and we're going to be grabbing all of them. Our first one is up here. His name is Darkwing. If you're a fan of 90s Disney cartoons, that might have just made your day. I know it made mine. RIP to the DuckTales reboot. We were so close to getting a Darkwing Duck reboot and crossover. Here we are. Alright, so here is our first real fun, very difficult trick. I hit the bell. So what I wanted to do was skip by grabbing that bell while we grab double jump, and then death abuse and go all the way back to the top of the world where we had grabbed our last bell. But I was about a frame or a pixel too close to that bell. Not a huge loss. We'll just do it the intended route. Taking extra death there. We'll come back up through this pipe. Shoots us all the way up here, and we're back to where the shortcut would have been. It's not the biggest loss in the world. I got introduced to this game through a race environment. If you watch my Castlevania 2 run, as I talk about races all the time, you might get a hint as to what I like to do with speedruns. The prize for that race event was a Sacred Oils NES controller. I came in second place to Overswarm. And that was years ago, and I'm still kind of salty about it, because Sacred Oils makes the best NES controllers you can imagine. Check them out if you're into NES at all. Sacred Oils is fantastic. Neither here nor there. So we grabbed another duck. We're making our way a little bit further into the game. Using our iron bauble to protect us as we bounce on blocks that would otherwise kill us. As you can see there. We'll let go a little bit early, and we got kill. We're going to grab Plucky Duck. Oh, I'm actually missing a duck. Before I get too far out of my way, we're going to backtrack, because we are getting all ducks. That is the category. All ducks. I almost forgot one. That would have been embarrassing. We're going to backtrack all the way to the very first room of the game. One of my favorite tropes of Metroidvanias. Something late game hidden at the extreme beginning of the game. Hop over this bell. We're going to go down this giant waterfall. Glad I caught this before I got too much further. Hop over this bell. Here we are in the first room of the game that we dropped into, and with Dive Bobble we can go in here with double jump and Dive Bobble. We can go grab our friend Scrooge. Scrooge McDuck. DuckTales. Woo! Side note, I already mentioned it once. If you're not aware of the DuckTales reboot that happened a few years ago in the modern Disney era, please go give it a try. It is a fantastic show. They got David Tennant to voice Scrooge McDuck, and if I need to say more, you're probably not on board. Alright, we get Ferdinand the Duck. That's 6 out of 8. Bounce up a little bit here. Go up top, we're going to grab Wild Wing the Duck. That's 7. This part of the game, for me, is the most fun when you've got the iron bauble, you've got your double jump, and you've got these clouds to bounce off of. The momentum you can get through bouncing off both ceiling and floor. There's a lot of really minor optimizations, but like that will make or break your run. When I was doing this competitively to try to win that controller, our runs were averaging under 5 minutes, 4.5 sometimes. So every single second, every frame counted, and the amount of just little things you can do to speed up here